Today I'd like to talk about the Canon Powershot SD4500 IS digital Elph with a 10 megapixel CMOS sensor sensitive from 125 to 3200 ISO using Canon's newest digital imaging core, the DIGIC 4 processor. This camera will shoot from 15 seconds to 1/4000th of a second and has an f3.4 10x zoom Canon lens. The SD4500 IS is the first compact Canon that offers full 1080p HD video. This sets the tone for the innovations in this point-and-shoot camera. Before you take your first shot, there are a couple of mechanical surprises with this Elph. One is a new battery, the NB9L, with a circular shape. And the other surprise is that the battery and your memory card go in separate places. The SD4500 is designed to look clean on the outside with very few buttons and switches. You have one button on top to turn the Elph on, a big shutter button, and then a three-way slider to go from auto to program to video shooting. Then on the back of this Powershot, the central function set button and the menu button gets you to most settings and shooting modes. Now, as you begin the adventure of discovering the various modes and menu options in the SD4500 IS, there are a few modes that are interesting. We talked about the SD4500 IS being the first Canon compact to offer full HD video, 1920 by 1080. It's hard to believe that such a small camera can give you such high-res video. When you look further, you see the Canon Powershot offers an unusual video mode, 240 frames per second slow motion at 320 by 240. I really like experimenting with the slow motion. It reveals moments that are usually invisible. And when we go to the scene selections below the big P for program, this Canon Elph offers some newer shooting modes like long shutter to introduce streaks and movements in your pictures. Then you have best image selector, letting the camera choose the best frame from a continuous shooting sequence, and handheld night scene mode. Now, looking at the Canon SD4500 with the widest aperture opening at f3.4, you don't think of it as an available light camera, but it does have two low light modes in the scene selections, and they're right next to each other. So what's the difference between Canon's common low light mode and the newer handheld night scene mode? Well, to make things simple, Canon gives you a short explanation of just about everything as you scroll through the modes. The low light mode will take one 2.5 megapixel picture and is better for photographing people. The handheld night scene mode takes 4 continuous shots, creates a 10 megapixel image, and is better for night scenes. Now, the Canon DIGIC 4 sensor will keep the high ISO images clean. Now, another mode that's really fun, and I have to talk about it, is the fisheye filter. You can make a party just based on photographing everyone to look as silly as possible. And that's when you know this 4500 Elph is a fun camera. To see your video and stills on an HD TV, an HDMI cable is a great accessory using the SD4500's HDMI output. Now, Icolite makes an underwater case specifically for this camera, so you can dive as deep as 200 feet. Now, the Canon Powershot SD4500 IS is an easy-to-use travel zoom camera that will give you images and videos from 35mm wide all the way to 350mm long. For more information about the Canon Powershot SD4500 IS digital Elph camera, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. Thanks for watching.